Yeah, we're back, man. We're back. Calling time, guys. We're not here to mess around. I will drop the link in a second for you guys to click and jump in and chop it up with us. We'll be here for about an hour, if that. So if you want to get in your opportunity to get your points across to how you view the game yesterday, who did well, who didn't do well. Did you like the double pivot? Mo Salah performing? What did you think about Isak, getting his minutes as well? He cooked for me anyway, man. I was gassed. If you want to come and do that, let me drop that link. Big up to Sav. Appreciate you in, bro. Let me drop the link in there and see what the people are saying. I don't know if Sav went. What? 2 seconds. Calling link. Let's drop the link in. I think Hav will be joining as well. That's the link. Link is in, peeps. What? Where did you disappear to, brother?
I don't even know what happened, bro.
I dropped to the shadow realm real quick. Let me pin that to the top, man. But yeah, now the game is done, bro. Late again, man, to try and win a game of football as usual. Liverpool don't want to win the game and make it comfortable and easy for themselves.
Yeah,
we always find a way to make it even more difficult than needs be.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird space for me with these kind of games and that, because I like chaos and that, bro. But it's because I thought I was getting something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This gaffer promised something different, and I don't mind these kind of things, but I'm used to it being when it gets to the sticky part of the season, when it gets to that part where it's like, man, the legs are tired and there's Champions League football with Prem and FA Cup and that, and you just get over the line. But it's the beginning of the season, so it's a bit weird for me now. I could argue that we had less preseason games than normal, so they're playing in preseason. But I guess it's the 4th game now or 5th game. It's not an excuse. They should be performing better, and I think the worst thing is being up in the game. And if you just scored late goals and it was 0-0 all game and you scored, that's a little bit different. But being up in the game 3 times by 2 goals means that it's not a coincidence, bro. It's becoming a pattern. But I guess I could just be negative the whole time. But there's positives to take from the game, of course. I mean, the first thing is that nobody got injured in the game, which is good.
Yeah, that's true. And then obviously having McAllister get some minutes as well, because I thought he might have been done for a little bit. Still no Curtis Jones though.
No Jones, but got to see Isak start for Liverpool. That was good to see him in the squad. See Wirtz in a space where he seemed a bit more comfortable. European football, so makes sense. He was good. And then the midfield was the biggest positive for me. Not a shock though, but it's positive, isn't it? I mean, we spoke about this quite a few times before the season started. It was like a it was a thing where man are laughing and doing all this when I was like Szoboszlai, and he has to be in the midfield with Grav because I don't understand where else is he going. But it was funny because nobody wanted their favorite to get kicked out of the squad. But I'm like, you ain't been kicked out of the squad, bro. Like, it's a squad for a reason. That's why it's called a squad. Like, you're not being kicked out. You're not being removed. You're gonna be used in that. But there's got to be balance to the squad. There's got to be patterns, and you need to find your best team. And I mean, loads of people are gonna have to go back on their word now, which is fine. But you're gonna pretend that Szoboszlai is not doing what you want him to do, because he is, and he's done it from 2 different positions now this season, and it's not even that far in. And Grav started this season how he started the previous season, so kind of goes back to the end of the previous season when it made sense for me to just move Mac into the 10, bro. And I wouldn't, like, at the moment, I'll still do the same thing because Wirtz ain't going to play the whole of every game and we don't have another 10. So I would still look to go down that route, but Szoboszlai and Grav make sense. And I just think it does. One's more both mobile. You got to see Grav go further forward, and he's dangerous when he does that. He carries the ball so well. He's almost box to box at that point. His interceptions were going on the radar yesterday, but he does the go gadget leg thing and sticks out his leg and grab. Bro, it's techie, bro. And if his decision making gets better and better, yeah, man, you get the wonder kid Grav, bro. And Szoboszlai is just an all rounder, so I don't see a problem with it at all. I think it's a positive. And yeah, let's go on from force to force. That's how it has to be, man. You know what I mean?
That's obviously, I'll get Cav your thought in a second, but that's the best I've seen us play in a little while, apart from the preseason game, I'd say, in terms of structure and in terms of just watching the guys go and express themselves. Mo looked better in the game as well. And the difference was it was just him getting involved in the game. He weren't doing anything spectacular, just actually searching for where the ball was and getting involved and getting a touch of the ball and demanding it off his teammates. And you're right about Wirtz. He looked more comfortable. Yes, it's European football, but he's been doing this. It's just, I think his teammates has now started to trust him a lot more than what I'd say that they started off. And Isak, I know, man. I was so gassed, bro. I kept smiling yesterday because I knew what this guy was doing. I saw what he was doing, pulled over to the left. Gakpo. I was like, why did Gakpo not do this when Ekitike was on the pitch, when he was playing? When Ekitike pulled left, he stayed out on the left, Gakpo. But when I saw Isak on the pitch and Isak dropped out at the left, I saw Gakpo in the middle. I'm like, I don't know. You probably find a bit more chemistry with the guy there. But the double pivot for me, Sav, I think you put it so perfect, man. One that's just box to box doing his job. The other one is just mopping up the interceptions from Gravs. Is so underrated, bro, at times. That's why I can keep seeing people asking, we need this, this deep line defensive master that's just going to sit there and break up play. But I'm like, Gav, he just does it a bit better. He just does it with a bit of elegance, and he just mops up without making it look like he's sliding everywhere and roughing players up. And then the way he barged, who was it off the ball?
That was horrible.
There was no need. That
was horrible, bro. You did that pro club thing and that where you just step in front of a man. There's no need, bro.
Someone seal. But yeah, now it was man. But big up, Cav, man. You was at the game,
guys.
Yeah. How are you, bro? How are you?
I'm with you. I think it's the best football we've seen so far this season. That first 45, especially. Well, it was football, actually. Let's just say that it was Liverpool actually playing some football. I think it helped, obviously, getting the very, very early goals, like not just one, but two, to give you that sort of comfort that you can go out and express yourself a little bit more, and you've got that cushion, even if you do sort of concede. So hopefully we play with the same level of confidence in the Merseyside derby, and whether or not we get an early goal, we should just still have that same intention to try and play football the way we did in that first half. But I speak to you guys, and I was saying, like, it's the perfect fixture for us at this point in time, I think, because Atletico are a good side and they can play football. And even when we were still bopping the ball around and pressing better and looked like the team that was on top, Atleti still had their moments where they were sort of able to just beat the press and pass it around us a little bit, and they were running at us. I think it was Llorente in particular that was, and Simeone on the right, that were very active, very like buzzy players, very much, even though they're not doing much, they look like they're doing a lot. And it kind of meant that the Liverpool players recognised they had to continue to play. Don't rest on this 2-0 lead. Continue to move the ball, continue to press. Don't give these guys an inch, because they'll take the 2-0 difference, which obviously they went on to do. So I just think the way the game panned out early on, it encouraged Liverpool to go and show what they can do. And it just made for great football for the first half, especially. And I think, like you guys said, Gravenberch was just incredible last night. Just incredible. You're just wanting the ball to go near him again so you can just see something amazing. And he absolutely bossed it in the middle of the park. It was crazy good. And it just offered us, though it brought other people into play, it sped up the tempo. It encouraged others to go and try things and beat people. I've seen Wirtz sort of ride challenges better and get away from his man a bit better. I think maybe he's looking at Gravenberch thinking, okay, well, if you do it, I'll do it as well. I can give him a bit of that. But more importantly, it gave us a threat from the centre of the park. And I think this is something we spoke about early on last season, is what felt different to the start of last season to the year prior was that in the middle of the park, we're now a threat, and we're giving the opposition something to think about other than, as long as you double up on the wings, you can nullify Liverpool a lot. Whereas now it's a case of, yes, Salah's out on the right and Gakpo's a strong outfield player as well, offensive player. but we can't just focus on blocking off the wings and doubling up with the fullbacks and stuff now. We've now got to focus on who's running at us in the centre of the pitch. And it just enabled the likes of Isak to get involved. It allowed Wirtz to get involved. And when those guys were linking up, it naturally brought the wingers a bit more inverted, a bit more central. So you've seen it with the second goal, Salah's goal. Gravenberch is carrying the ball through the central area, and naturally that encourages Salah to come in field to receive it. And then he receives it in an area that he can influence play, because it's 1-2 touches, he's in on goal. So I just felt like having that control in the center of the park and being able to break away from the press and being able to be a threat centrally just brought the team together a little bit. It encouraged the team to play quicker. It encouraged them to try showcase that sort of dynamic ability that they've got. And it just made for great football. So I know the second half, Atleti sort of come into it a bit more. They obviously got their goals, the way it panned out. But overall, I was dead pleased with that last night. I was saying it to even if it finishes a draw, we take a point each and we move on to the next fixtures. I'm all right with it because I've seen what I really, really wanted to see from the team. I wanted to see them show what they can do, and we've seen it now. So it's just about maintaining that and showing that a bit more.
Let's get RS in. I think he's the only one that's clicked the link so far, so we'll get him in. Bro, let me know if you're there. Yeah, he's there. Let's get him in, bro. Hold on 1 second. There you go, brother. Floor's yours, man.
Big up, Benz. Big up, Savage. Hope all good.
Good, man.
See, yesterday for first 35 minutes, we played brilliantly well. I think that is the best football I've seen this season. But see, my whole point was, I don't think Robertson or Kerkez are doing well at left-hand side. The 2 goals came from left-hand side mistakes. See, Gravenberch doesn't track Llorente's run. And second goal also, as it is a deflection, but it came from, Gravenberch really, really played well. But for me, the whole point from Gravenberch playing at 6 was, he's brilliant at carrying the ball. He's absolutely great in the midfield, but he attributes suits for 8, not for 6. For me, that is the one minus point from Gravenberch was he's not tracking the runners. That's it. He has to track the runners. If he can track the runner for Llorente goal, doesn't happen. And Robertson or Kerkez, who are playing off left back, the goal is coming from that side. The left back situation is looking not good. For me, and another point was Wirtz also playing left. I want to see him play left. Drop Gakpo for 1 game. Because, see, Gakpo stinks right now. He's not playing well. I want to see Wirtz from left-hand side. How he will connect. Yesterday we have seen, he's connecting well from left-hand side with Isak. Both can connect with Isak really well. For me, I want to see Isak, Wirtz on left side, Isak on a central position. Coming to the midfield, see, in this midfield, Szoboszlai has to be there. Without Szoboszlai, we can't play. Because Szoboszlai is playing 2 roles there. One, backing for Gravenberch, and 2 is clearing the ground for us, for Wirtz. Without Szoboszlai, Wirtz and Gravenberch can't do the free roles. Szoboszlai is must. He's right back or he's left back, right back or on 8 is must for us now. And see, people are blaming yesterday's game. Salah doesn't have a good game. No, Salah had an okay game. See, people are expecting him to score 30 goals like last season. No, it can't happen again. He will score goals, he will assist. But yesterday game was, for me, yes, if it is a draw, I'm happy because the performance is there. See, the scoreline must easily 6-2. Salah missed a chance.
Yeah.
Frimpong missed a chance. Sakatike missed a chance. It could be easily 6-2 or 7-2. But for me, the only concern was we are not defending well. That's it. We are bottling a 2-0 lead. It will come back to haunt us. See, we are playing against Everton. They are a good side. They got Endoy, Grealish. We can't concede goals, stupid goals. Yesterday, 2 goals are stupid. We can stop them. If we can stop the goals, yes, we are not clicking. But if we stop the goals, we will be. I can see we will double. we can win Champions League and Premier League. But the whole point was our defense has to gel and we have to stop stupid mistakes. That's it. Big up.
Big up to you, bro. Big up. We'll chop that up. Couple of points being made there, man. The left back, he said there's still an issue at left back, and he thinks Gravenberch needs to track his runner a bit better. And we need to defend way better than what we're defending at the moment. I think the only point I probably disagree with is maybe the Gravenberch one. I didn't remember. Not saying he's wrong, but I didn't remember him not tracking the player. And the left back issue as well. Yeah,
I know that we conceded the first goal because Robbo and Grav in particular are a bit slow to get back, but like it was one time. Like other than that, I actually thought he was really good at tracking back and making sure he was clearing the ball inside our own box. Not sure what you guys made, but it seems to be. I feel like sometimes when we're looking at our players, we're always, even though someone had an amazing game, we're trying to still find the thing that they probably weren't as good at. And then obviously we conceded a goal that he was somewhat partial to. That doesn't mean he's completely bad at that aspect of his game. I actually think he's quite good at tracking back and covering sort of the third man runs into the box and stuff. It was just that occasion that he didn't, and yes, you can criticize him for that moment, but not in terms of his overall, that part of his game. I thought it was all right, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I don't think there's criticism on, especially the left back on that first goal. That's what I was just looking at, just while he was talking, just to make sure. If you watch the goal back, like Szoboszlai is not looking and he's just pointing for somebody else to go where he should be. He's facing one way and he's just pointing behind him. Grav can see that spot, but he's just jogging. Robbo's actually on the right side where he should be with his player, and then they kind of, I let it don't go with any speed. They kind of stroll into the box. They just stroll in there. And then Virgil don't want to engage at all. He just backs off, and then they get their goal. But and the same with the second goal, bro. Like, I don't know. He brought up Grav on the second one. I don't know about that, bro. There's that weird volley on it, like a Lorente. I actually thought Bradley should have done better, to be honest, bro. If you see when Bradley first traps the guy, bro, he gets to a position where he can put a foot in and just kick out for a corner, but he tries to kind of do the smart thing. And when Thingy falls to the floor, while he's on the floor, he kicks it around Bradley, which obviously Bradley can't do nothing about that at that point, and then it goes on to there. But yeah, man, I don't know if I made some good points in that, but them points on yesterday's game, I don't agree with it at all.
Big up to Hooks for the raid, by the way, as well. What about you said the left back issue as well? We still have an issue at left back.
No, he was on about yesterday's game. There wasn't no issue on yesterday's game with the left back.
Yeah, I thought
Robbo was really good.
He was really good.
Yeah. I think we're just we're looking at the goals that we conceded and we jump into the criticism and generalizing too much. Robbo weren't good in that moment, but for the rest of the game, he was very good. And he had a tricky opponent yesterday. I think it's Simeone who was head to head with, and Llorente was sort of coming over as well. And like I say, it didn't lead to much other than their goals, really, but they were a bit of a handful. They were constantly moving, one, two touches, football, running in behind, dropping off. And I feel like Robbo was pretty solid yesterday in tracking all of that, to be honest with you.
I'm so confused, bro, because I was in print say that Robbo was getting cooked by when?
Yeah, unless I missed it, I didn't see that.
Bro, we would have noticed that, bro. Like,
yeah, we would have definitely noticed if he was.
Because the spotlight's always on Robbo now anyway, bro. Because, once you hear there's a pacey winger, you're like, okay, what's Robbo going to do today? I thought he was great. I mean, at one point in the watch-along, I said to Enz, like, I love the fact that we ain't even brought up Robbo because nothing's happening over that side because he's locked it up that I don't have to keep mentioning him, bro. There wasn't no that, Robbo's, bro, he looked fine. And even that, I mean, I don't know. I think the goals that we conceded were weak goals, man, but it was fine, man.
Yeah. I mean, you can say, like, Liverpool need to do better in them goals, that's for sure. I think Liverpool were very good yesterday, but in the moments that we conceded, I think, there's 2 or 3 players you can sort of hold accountable for conceding the goal. It's just generally we just weren't aggressive enough. We didn't have the urgency and stuff, but that is going to happen as well. I mean, there's a certain percentage you just put down to it's football still. You know, like you probably are going to have their moments where the opposition's coming at you, and 2 or 3 of your players just aren't quite switched on in that 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 3 seconds, and it leads to a goal. Yes, it looks easy, but if it starts to happen a lot and it becomes a pattern, then you think, yeah, you've got a problem. But generally, yesterday Liverpool played a good game, and it was just moments where they switched off or they didn't quite track as much and stuff. There might be reason for it. You know, there might be a reason that Grav didn't quite track back as quickly as he usually would in that moment. Maybe he felt a bit leggy, whatnot. You don't know, but I'd much rather focus on it when it becomes a pattern rather than just a moment in the game. Yes, you don't want to concede. Every goal is preventable, but you can't then use it to say these players aren't good enough at that. Robbo had a good game yesterday. He was solid. Grav was outstanding in their moments. Could they have done better? Yeah, could have. But, you know, this is what the leeway you have to kind of give these players at this point in the season as well, though. I mean, for Robbo, it's his first start of the season, I think. So, you know, I'm sure he's doing his training and he's doing all his fitness work in the background. But to put that in as your first performance is pretty sound. If you didn't track back once and it happens to lead to a goal, disappointing, but can't bash him too much about that, to be honest with you.
No, 100%. Big up to everyone locking in, man. Guys, the link is pinned to the top. Get your thoughts in, man. Come in and let us know what you think. But what about the defending side, though? We need to defend better. We can't keep throwing away 2-0 leads in games. We've done it 3 times so far this season. Bournemouth, Newcastle, and now Atletico Madrid. We have to be better at that, though, to be fair, because we're making the games harder than what we needed to make it. And I think Sav was saying yesterday as well, being 2-0 up, if we would have scored another one, we could have then started taking players off with an eye on the Merseyside derby. But because we conceded 2 goals, then you're like, yeah, you can't really rest and take people off now that you would probably take off if you could have got the 3rd goal. So we need to be better at that.
I'm with you, man. Like, and obviously people do call in and out, have you saying that, but I need to know when you're talking about yesterday's game or the other games and that, because what Cav said, like, you can sometimes just individual things just happen in a game. I'm not, because it does sound like sometimes people are expecting perfection. I'm not expecting that. So when he talks about the defense with the goal, I've like I said, you can go back as far as you can to find out where something could have been stopped. So I said that I thought Bradley could have done better, but there's still loads of weird things happening after that for it to get to Llorente. And then I'm like, a man just swings. Even if you look at the way his technique on shooting, he just swings at the ball. Alisson saving that, bro. You get me? And then because I've seen some people, why is McAllister block? Bro, he's trying to block it, bro. Like, this was, it's an awkward one, isn't it? The awkward ones are. I've already been getting onto McAllister season. I'm not going to get onto him for trying to block it and he goes in a weird position. That's what happens. That's life, bro. And yeah, the first goal, I just thought it was bad from loads of people. Like, that's one where I don't go, this is one particular individual. I just sent the screenshot to the chat. You can pick any one of them to go, somebody should run with that guy, bro. And no one's going to know which one to say. So I don't know. But because we've been bad this season. And in that particular moment, we weren't good yesterday. But I thought, weren't great. And don't get me wrong, sometimes the standards gets lowered when you've been bad. It's easy to look at everything and go, it looks great. But the defense itself, I mean, Ibu and Virgil part of that defense, and most people say that they're unreal. And then I thought Frimpong was really good as well. So
yeah, he was
good, and that's the back 4. So and then for once we've said that both the double pivot was good. So that's the back 6, bro. On that particular game, I don't know. You know what I mean? The goals are trash, but yeah, man, I don't know. More lapse in judgment and concentration than anything, I felt. But yeah,
I think if we're gonna past 4 or 5 games, well, all this season we've been saying football's not being played, the tactics don't look quite right. It's taking us more time to settle these players. You just kind of assume the players, the quality we've brought in, they'll just find their feet straight away, and it's not quite panned out that way. And I think like we took a step forward yesterday in being able to play that good football and just link up so well. The next step's going to be controlling that. You know, the next step's going to be so confident in our attacking ability and finding each other and naturally reading what each other do and being confident that you can score goals, that actually you're comfortable in sitting back in moments of the game as well. We did it loads last season where the games, yes, they were a bit boring, but like, and you wanted Liverpool to go forward more, but it was quite clear Slot was telling these guys, just put your foot on the ball, slow it down, take the pace out of it, control it. We're ahead. Don't worry about overstretching yourself. This is a 3. We're going to get 3 points regardless. Doesn't matter if we score more goals. Let's not risk it. Control it. Move on. And we got used to that, didn't we? That was the whole thing that we said. The change from Klopp to Slot was getting used to this slower, controlled football. This is a newer side that's got to find that control again. I'm just pleased that we took the first step forward of playing better football. So many people look better yesterday. And then the next part is continue doing that. And then in periods of the game where the opposition maybe get a little bit of joy, okay, let's stop going forward so much. Let's sit back in our shape. Let's defend for a bit, maybe play a bit of counter-attack, keep the ball, make it boring, control. That's when you become the perfect side. That's when you become a champions-worthy side. But that's going to come in time, So if these moments happen in the game like they did yesterday, I'm kind of all right with it, to be honest. Like maybe league game feels a bit different because you need the points and you'd be a bit worried the opposition getting their points. But yesterday was Champions League. Even if it had ended a draw, would have been like, yeah, we've got ties, we can recover this. We've learned from last season that you don't need to win every Champions League game to go through. So I think we just got to be a bit patient as fans, and yes, highlight it, but don't over criticize these players, man.
It's very weird, then. It's very weird because I'm usually on. Well, I always am when it comes to Champions League and Cup games. They're the ones where I'm like, just get the victory. Because I've already.
I'm different. I think that about the league.
Nah, bro. You know what? It's because, okay, mainly it's because I know there's the Premier. You got 38 games, so if I see something happening 4 or 5 times in a row, it's a pattern for me. Then now I know it's about to go bad. When it's cup games, I'm not in the group stage of the cup, but when it gets further on, I'm like, okay, there's going to be knockouts and penalties and extra time and stuff like that. So at that point, you're not going to. You're closer. You're already closer to getting the Champions League already than you are getting the Prem, because we've got 8 games now, and then you have to win another 6, and then you're done. It's over with. So you won the whole trophy. Whereas in the Prem, I'm like, yeah, you can do this, and then. You know what I mean? But there's a part of this, I do agree, Cav, there's a part of the season for me in the Prem where I'm like, yeah, just get the points now. I'm used to starting people performing well, and then you get, I said to end before you come on, the sticky point of the season, you've got a game every 3 days, and one's a Champions League game, one's a Man City, then you got FA Cup, and then you got to go again, bro. And then FA Cup one's a scratty with a car park in the background and that, bro. They're the ones that I'm like, brother, just get over the line.
Going through someone's house.
Because I just don't want to get injured in them games. So they're the ones where I'm normally like that. But yeah, man, I'm with you, bro. Like there's always criticism to throw at people, and I've been doing it this season, to be fair. But some stuff I'm just like, okay, there's the criticism, and then it's like, come on, bro. But
I don't think your criticism has been on players. It's more the style of how we've been playing more than anything. I think that's where the criticisms come from. Yeah. But now, yesterday, we saw somewhat of a better performance in terms. You could see some rhythm in the team, some chemistry going on, and the way they were playing. 1 and 2 touches, the ball was moving a hell of a lot quicker. So,
well, yeah, it just goes with what you know. You're a coach, bro. Like, it's very rare, and I mean very rare for a top team like Liverpool that you're gonna play really good games and not win. And I mean, it's very rare, bro. In fact, that you're gonna play very well and lose, bro, because any game that Liverpool normally lose, which we don't lose very often, normally we didn't play well. We just wasn't at it, bro. Now, the caveat is games where it's VAR or penalty or something, I can take that. So that's why I'm like, that's why performance matters to me. It's very rare that a box is going to be great and then just get knocked out, bro. It happens, but it's not very often, bro. Normally, if you controlled the fight, the geezer's got a few jabs on you and that, you're going to win the fight on points even, bro. So that's usually pay the thirds on that, but yeah, man, it's good to
big up to RS for calling in as well, though.
Yeah, big up RS, man. Definitely good to get
the rest performance. Still waiting for someone else to want to pick up the reins. You guys are nervous today for some reason, but the link is pinned to the top if you guys want to jump in. Yeah,
that's how you use 3 minutes.
Yeah, because we've been able to have a conversation around these points, which is good.
Yeah.
Can we? I think one of the points you made as well was like being a bit critical of Gakpo. What did you guys make of Gakpo yesterday?
I think I tried to because when you said it, Sal, I was like, nah, but he got involved in the game and he was the 1-2s. But the expectation in it, I think the expectation is for him to. That's your side. That's your position right now.
I thought for the beginning of the first half, I thought he was good. So That's what I said to you in the, and I don't know
Yeah.
about Cav in the stadium how it felt for you, bro. But when you're watching on TV, is when Liverpool have been so dull, and then we start off and it's all exciting like that, bro. It feels like I've been watching the game for ages. Then I looked up at the clock; it said 8 minutes, bro. And I was like, "What the fuck, bro? Like we've been doing all that for 8 minutes." So then by the time we got to like the 15th minute, I didn't see Gakpo anymore. I just like he was just there, and then every now and again he would try and he wasn't trying to cross the ball back post, so someone's obviously said something to him there. And he was trying to cut in and try and link up the ball with Isak and that, but he just slowly faded out of the game.
He needs to stay in the game a lot longer, isn't he? Yeah.
You know, sometimes someone asks, how did I think someone played? There's two ways in it. Salah's had this season where there's games where you're just rubbish on the ball, and I'm like, oh, he weren't good today. And there's games where I didn't feel like he was involved enough. You didn't actually do bad stuff on the ball. I just didn't think he was doing enough. I don't feel like I kept seeing everybody else. And you weren't seen, and that's okay when you're a defender. Because I don't want to see you, bro. But when you're a left winger, and that, I'm like, nah, you should be, especially with the fact that Llorente kept trying to get forward, and you know what I mean. So that's it, bro. I didn't think he stunk, and I just didn't think he was the best, bro.
Yeah,
big up Hooks. Thanks for the raid as well, bro.
Yeah,
I think as well we sort of seen Florian Wirtz look a bit like Florian Wirtz of old. You know, I said it earlier, riding sort of the challenge and breaking away with the ball rather than maybe last game and the recent games, the opposition runs away with the ball in them battles. He was getting into space. He was first time touches were working well. He was connecting more passes, more occupying the 18-yard box a lot more than recent weeks. And his link up with Isak was great. And yesterday I noticed Slot quite a few occasions sort of doing this, implying to Isak and Wirtz, when one of you goes, the other one does the opposite, and if one of you is going to go out wide, follow and stuff. And it was quite clear from his instruction that he very much wanted that link to be between Wirtz and Isak. Yeah. And it was clear to see, because straight from the off, when the ball went into Isak, he was doing little flicks that were going into Wirtz, and you know, it was when Wirtz played it into his feet, he was turning and seeing if I can get a shot away. And there was like already that instinctive kind of link up.
They're ballers, man.
Yeah, I genuinely think, when you put good players together, they just click to a certain level straight from the off, and it seems like the case with them. But I think that those two really were flourishing a bit, and obviously Salah's got his goal and he's sort of he got his assist rather fortuitously, right? So you're looking at the four forwards, and the one that's left out is Gakpo. That's then not really done much. And I think when Wirtz is playing well, Isak could have not controlled one single ball yesterday, but everybody would have given a 7 rating anyway, because we're so excited to see him. Salah was much better. So they're all getting good ratings, and then you look at Gakpo that kind of just did an ordinary job.
That's kind of what I meant. Like if I was rating it and someone said I was like, oh, it's 5 out of 10, but it sounds worse than it is. It's like, hey, you're just average. And there was a point to when you said about Slot sending to interchange, because Isak and Gakpo did that as well. Because when the watch long was like ends, like you see Gakpo's gone up front now, like, and Isak very comfortable out there. So I did like that, and his movement was fine and stuff like that. And to be fair, there's a part where the other games so far this season, he's been very involved in everything. Sometimes for the positive, sometimes not. Whereas when you don't see him on the ball as much, you're like, oh, you weren't really, you know what I mean? But nothing.
And it's not criticism, innit? It's just for that particular game, isn't it? He's not in the game. You're not in the game. Salah's had the same, critique against himself in terms of not being in the game. Yesterday he was in the game, and then Cody just wasn't. So. The next game we'll see what happens there and see if he's, he might change and then he's more in the game.
Yeah, you're right. But like, I think it's because he's a left winger, and left wing's like a privileged position. We think of Mbappe, Vinny, Rodrigo now, Kvaratskhelia. We all think as left wingers as you can cut in and shoot, you can take people on. Like that's what we want from left wingers, right? That's what's fashionable. Gakpo's not that. Really,
Diaz at Bayern.
Yeah, exactly, and he's not what FIFA players want and stuff like that. He's not. He's a bit of everything. Tall, strong, will cut in and shoot, but can cross as well. And he's not really much of a maverick. Really, he's just steady at what he does, and so he's probably already going to be sort of at a disadvantage when people assess it, just through how he is stylistically. But yesterday, I noticed that there was a few moments on that left-hand side where we sort of play one-touch football, and then Gakpo would be the one that would take a great touch, and I mean great touch, to sort of break into space, and then it led to whatever it led to. And I just thought, nah, that's quality, you know, because it's all well and good for reverse flicking the ball around the corner, but Gakpo had to take the touch to ride the press, or he had to take the touch away from the defender and break into space. And more often than not, it broke down for whatever reason. But that initial touch and that understanding of his teammates and breaking into space where he could then do something, you're like, yeah, no, this guy's got quality still. You know, it's not just contributing with goals, which inevitably he'll do, because he seems to be good at getting in at the back stick and stuff. And he'll end the season with probably 15 goals or something like that. And you'd think, yeah, Sound did an admirable job. But in the game as well, I still feel like I don't want people to miss those touches and that strength to hold somebody off and keep the ball up the pitch and all the stuff that's probably boring to talk about, but actually a coach would really value in a forward, you know, doing some of those things that just helps the rest
alleviating
of the side.
pressure.
And I think that's where, if we're going to, you know, be optimists and we're going to be positive about our team, we've got to look for what the players are doing right. And whilst we'd love Gakpo to be more dynamic, kill defenders and this and that, okay, he's not doing that as much, but let's turn our attention to some of the stuff that he does offer us, and that does help the team. And I think yesterday's game, whilst everybody else was really dynamic and much better, you know, and a bit more flary and stuff, cool. I'm all right with Gakpo being a 5 out of 10 then, because he did some of the other work. And I think as long as the team's performing and as long as the team's winning, I think you can accommodate for that, you know. And I think that's where I just would encourage fans to not quite be like RS, where it's like, oh, he's trash, get rid of him, this and that. Like, no, let's have that conversation at the end of the season if we need to. But like right now, just appreciate some of the work he's doing, as long as Liverpool playing well and scoring, you know. So
no facts. Let's get Mike in. Big up, bro.
Big up, boys. Hope everyone's well.
How are you, man?
I'm good. How could I complain? I've won every game this year. What is there to possibly complain about? No, listen, I was just listening to you guys talk about Gakpo for a second. He's not really who I wanted to highlight, but he's there for a reason. We keep isolating him on the wing for a reason. We keep playing him the ball for a reason. There's a reason why we're favoring the left-hand side day in and day out. Now, whether that's just patterns of play because Ekitike and Wirtz like to drift left, or whether that's instruction, it doesn't really matter what I think about his style of play. It's not going to change. There's nothing that has shown me that it is going to change in the near future. But to the game itself, I don't think it's fair to view this with the same lens as the other games. We've been giving away less defensively. We gave away nothing against Burnley. We just couldn't score. We barely gave away anything to Madrid. We missed a whole boatload of chances in the first half, including that 1-2 between Isak and Wirtz. That has to get finished. Like that needs to find the back of the net when you get into that dangers of a position. But we didn't really give away much. I mean, the first goal, people are saying it should have been disallowed. Whatever. It's all good. The second goal is a crazy deflection. It is what it is. You know, if the game is 2-2, everyone resets, and then we go and we get 6-7 straight corners in a row. Like, eventually, we were going to put the pressure on, and thank God Virgil is just an absolute beast, because he bullied whoever that was who was on him, and he put it in the back of the net, and we rightfully should have been up way more than that by the time it got to that point. Offensively, we looked so much better, so much more cohesive. My only criticism would be Szoboszlai has been our most important player, but if he had the composure that Ryan Gravenberch had, we would win every game 6-0. Every single game, because he finds himself in such good positions, but he just misses the layoff, or he puts a little bit too much weight, as opposed to Gravenberch, who looks like he's on ice skates. He's just gliding along the pitch. And every time he touches the ball, you know that he's not going to get dispossessed and that he's going to do a little shimmy. But I thought that the performance yesterday was spectacular. I thought that we were just unlucky to not be up by more. Another criticism, no one's going to call it out. Bro, Mo, play it on the floor. Play it on the floor. Why are you putting air under that ball? I mean, if I've watched it like 15 times, the ball bounces 2 feet in front of Ekitike, and I challenge anyone in the world to be in that same position to receive that ball with a bounce 2 feet in front of you and put it accurately on target 8 times out of 10.
Mike, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Mike, I'm with you,
Ekitike
Mike.
got-
I'm with
Bro,
you.
he's got he's got to play it on the
Mike.
floor. He's got to play it on the floor. He had nothing but space.
I'm with
Listen,
you, Mike.
but hold on. Again, I'm not going over the extreme. I'm just sort of being like nitpicky. But like, come on, bro, on the floor and it's in. Yes, Ekitike should make it, but you made it harder for him. Regardless, Salah also hit the post. Like he could have hit that to the far post. It doesn't matter. He was much better this game. Everyone just needs to calm down. Don't view this game the same way you viewed all of the other games this season, because it isn't the same. Because we were so dangerous. We were like a Barrett 50 cal just waiting to explode. Whereas the other games we looked lethargic and slow. That's all. Just everyone needs to drop the levels down a little bit. We're gonna smash Everton. It's all good. It's all good. But ends. He's got to play it on the floor. He's got to play it on the floor.
I'm with you, Mike. I'm with you. Let's
Anyway.
dissect it. Big up, though, bro. We've been on that one still.
NG were arguing that point yesterday. I'm sorry, man. I can't
I
with my
know.
chest. That's crazy, bro. I can't.
I know, Sav. I'm not making excuses. He should have still scored it. I'm just saying he could have made it easier for him.
No,
bro.
what? We're not babysitting Ekitike, bro.
No, but it's not about bait. No,
He's played the
Okay,
ball to him, score,
Sav.
bro.
Sav, hear me out. If there was a player blocking the lane and he had to lift it and play it around the corner, you wouldn't even have heard me pipe up at all. I'll just sit there and go, big man, put that away. The fact of it is, I'm looking across you in your eye and you decide to kind of add lift on it when you don't need to. So now I have to run onto it, time it, make sure I hit it correctly, and it's not excuse. He should still put it away.
It's a piss easy finish, bro.
He didn't
not
need. No,
easy, bro.
it's a lot more difficult than the
It's
spin
not,
piss
bro.
easy, bro.
It's
It
not,
is a
bro.
lot more difficult. Someone fizzing the ball and a bounce is in front of you. If you don't get the right connection, you can put it over the bar, even if you're a pro. Even if you're a pro, it happens, bro.
Yeah, it does. No, it does happen. So that's the thing. I'm not going to kill Ekitike.
But Mo could have made it
I-
easier because he didn't need to lift it. That's all I was saying. Didn't need to.
Ekitike didn't need to miss, bro.
I think we're gonna always be split on this, bro. Because I know if I fizz that, if I put it across the floor, I can't even excuse it. I'm like, bro, there's no bubble on it. It's the carpet. Just side foot that in the back of the net.
I think, to be honest with you, Ends, the ball could have come in at his feet, his knee, his chest, his head height. Bobble doesn't matter. From where he was, he just needs to find a way of finishing that. Whether it's take a touch, get over the ball, slow your run down, whatever it is, in that position, you've just got to put the ball away. Like I can't entertain a conversation about whether Salah put some top spin on it or
But that's what I'm saying. That's the difference, bro. Because yeah, he should score it, and I'm not gonna excuse it. But that's the difference when you're like, you could make that easier for your teammate to put the ball in the back of the net, or I can just cross it into you and go, well, you're in front of goal, put it away. When I'm like, bro, I can simplify it and make your life even easier by just because there's no reason for it to be in the air, bro. Like if you're telling me there's a reason, I have no argument. He plays it, but as I said, I'm not making an excuse. He should still put it away. But I can see how he's missed that. I can see how he's missed it.
Yeah,
but if it's on the floor, I won't have an argument.
Nah, I hear what you're saying because we've all played football and like when a ball's like fizzed or bouncing or whatnot, it's we've all done it where we've skied it from like a yard out because it's got a bit of a spin or a bounce on it before it reaches you. So I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Do you know that Ekitike at the end of the game, he's come out? I'm not sure that it was on TV, but he come over to like the main stand and he was like holding his head, and he was like there for like 30 seconds, which is a long time when you're staring at someone. And I was thinking, I don't know what he's doing here. And then he gestured towards the goal, and he was like, and then you could realize he was saying, like, "How did I miss?" Which kind of like gives you a little relief that
I just watching him do that. I just watched him do that. He was having a laugh about it. But I'm watching it back again, and it's not Salah's fault, bro. I'm just watching it back.
He still needs to play on the floor.
Salah's running at top speed and hits it first time into him, bro. And I just don't understand.
But you can put it on the floor even at top speed, bro. That makes a difference. You can still put it on the floor.
It's his right foot as well, and I think.
All right, so we give Salah all the excuses in the world.
Yeah, because he's got to get it. Because he's got to hit it. He's got to get it past the. There is a man there. Like he's got to get it past the first man.
No, he doesn't, bro. He's not blocking his passing lane. He can play it across the floor, bro.
You're acting like Salah's gonna know that the guy's running to try and block the passing lane. That's why he's trying to keep up with Salah. So,
but he can see across, Sav.
Yeah, but you're acting like there's a split second before Salah crosses it in. He's running at full speed. He looks up, sees Ekitike, carries on running, whips it in first time. There's one person, then it's Ekitike, then there's a person behind Ekitike.
Yeah.
Bro. I don't understand. Like
can he still put it on the floor though? Yes or no?
If you put it on the floor at that pace, then you don't even know if it's making it to Ekitike.
Nah, he still would have made it, bro.
And that's it. And Salah made a good point. Salah's only thought is just get it over there. Anyhow,
which is not a problem.
Which
is not a problem. As I said, I'm not arguing the fact whether he should have scored or not. I think we all agree he should have scored. All my point is he could have made it easier for him.
Yeah, possibly. But like you've been saying for weeks, can't our strikers just get a tap in? Can't we just create chances for our strikers? And then he puts one on a plate and he goes and skies it. I mean, he did what you asked.
Well, I'm just saying, simplify a little bit more, man. Because Bert's gave him one on the floor and he hit the post, bro, which is mad. So I guess no matter if it's in the air or on the floor.
No, but this is the problem. We're not talking about Salah's shot. Because if you ask me about Salah's, I'm going to say the same thing Salah should score. But you're talking about.
Listen to what I said, though. I said it clearly doesn't matter if it's on the floor or in the air. You can miss. That's what I just said.
But the two different shots. The two different shots. I mean, you're going to pretend
one's in the air or one's on the floor.
No, but the two different complete shots, bro. Well,
one's on the floor, one's in the air.
One, the person who passes the ball to him is right next to him, and the other one is a cross, bro. So the two different complete shots. So the outcome is that both. I mean, we're talking about professional footballers here. Both of them should score.
Even if they're professionals, they still can miss, bro. They're still capable of making mistakes.
I know, but if that's the case, then we would never analyze the game. We'd always be like, oh, anyone can make a mistake. We know that, but like, we also know that.
But that's why I'm analyzing it, though. I'm analyzing to say if he puts it on the floor, it makes it easier for him. Puts it in the air, he still should score, but it makes it a little bit more difficult because now you got to time it. You got to time you coming onto the weight of the pass across. Judge the bounce on it. If it bounces, how do you connect with it? What side of your foot you need to use? But if it comes across the floor and you run onto it, you just side foot it away, near post, far post. But in the air, bro, I do shooting drills with players, bro. It is difficult. Bro.
I don't even whether you do shooting drills or not, bro. We've all played football. I'm just saying you should score, bro.
You're saying pros should score, and I'm telling you, pros miss those. But they miss them.
Pros miss. The difference between pros and amateurs is that amateurs miss that more often than not. Pros shouldn't be missing them, and if they do, yes, it happens. But you never go and look at the other guy and go, "That's why Ekitike is not going towards Salah, bro." When you give it me on the floor. He knows it's missed, bro. That's why he's doing salutes to the main stand, bro. Because otherwise you'd be screwing at Salah like, brother, come on, bro. Put it on the floor.
I'm not screwing at Salah. I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying Ekitike. I'm saying Ekitike would be. He'd be screwing at Salah like, bro.
I'm pretty sure in the change room he said, bro, why didn't you just put it on the floor? Because I would have.
If I give the ball to somebody like that and they come up to me and said, why didn't I put it on the floor? Big man, I'm Salah, bro. I'm gonna have words about you and get you.
No, but there's a difference instead of me being mad at you and saying big play it on the floor, and there's a difference like, oh my bad, I missed, bro. But bro, come on, man, play it on the floor, man. Do you know what I mean? As a banter, I know I should still put it away, but I'm like, bro, come on, like put it on the floor for me, man. Let me side foot that in. Instead of me coming and shouting at you, like, bro, you should have put it on the floor. That's a different conversation. Then that's different, isn't it? I don't think he could go into him and say that. He should have scored. He should have scored. But no, I promise you, the next time, I promise you, the next time I see it happen, I'm sure we're gonna have this conversation again, and it will be yeah, he made it difficult for him.
I won't make excuses for any player missing them, bro. Whether it's Messi, Ronaldo, or Ekitike, bro. Like you got to score. I just wouldn't even look at the other player. If you hit it behind him or something, they're different conversations. Always hit the ball behind him. He can't stretch, but yeah, it's what it is. You are right though. We're never gonna agree on it, but I just can't. Like, I just can't. My first thought just can't be Salah, bro. Like, there's just no way, bro.
Play on the floor next time, bro.
But you've got form. To be fair, you've got form, so I should know better, bro. Because you know,
and just talking.
No, there's a particular goal. No, Cav, there's a particular chance that Nunes missed, bro. And it was the same shit, bro. But it wasn't a cross. And he said Salah should have headed it in, but Salah headed it. And Nunes could tap it in, and he still tried to blame on Salah.
Was right in front of goal, brother, and he had
but the point was that Salah didn't miss, though. He headed it for a tap in, and Nunes kneed it over the bar, bro, against Luton from close range. And I was like, bro, I hear that Salah can score, but he give it man on a plate, bro. How is the blame gone to the guy who didn't miss?
All right. Okay. I've been. All right. Whose shot was easier from Junior then? Do you think the Ekitike one or Salah's one? In terms of the way the chance was created, whose one do you think was easier?
Salah's one.
So the reason why we're not saying both are is because for me, because one was lifted.
The most easy chances. Salah's one. If he doesn't, the thing is, if he doesn't hit the post, I don't even know if the keeper. I don't know if he's going to hit Oblak or not, bro. Because he tried to get it in the corner. So if he saved it, at that point, I can't get mad at Salah because you've done what you're supposed to do. The keeper's made a great save, but it's slower and it's right in front of the goal, and the guy who passed it to him is right next to him. Whereas the other one's harder. But the point isn't whether one's harder or not. Both of them should have scored.
I've not watched it back, so I'm only going off what I've seen in real time. The Salah one, right? Szoboszlai and Wirtz both are in each other's way, and it's
like running to each other, kind of.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to imagine like Salah's vision here. He's probably thinking, what's going to happen with this? Because two players are running towards the ball. Like, what's going to happen? And the ball ends up coming to him, and it's his only option really to hit that near post. Inside that near post,
because the keeper was coming across in it.
Yeah, coming across. That's where the space is when the ball's received. So I think he's almost like questioning what's going to happen, and then he's only really got one shot to make, and it's just a fraction wide. Ekitike's is like you can see in the build up what's going to happen here. You can see it opening up. It's fans are watching the game going, just square it. Ekitike's there, so Ekitike is obviously thinking the same, isn't he? He's running and thinking just square it, and if it's lifted,
Ekitike is gonna look worse because obviously he doesn't get it on target, kicks it over the ball.
I don't know what, bro. All right, let's get Joshua in.
Yeah, 1 second.
All right, cool. Yo. Big up, bro.
Can you hear me?
Big up, man. They can hear you, bro.
Yeah. Nah, listen. The argument's gone on too long. Ekitike, he should have scored it. He should have buried it. He was 6 yards out, man. Forget it. But what I saw from him, I do say, and I will say it again, like he's shown enough that he will be a bagsman later on in his career or in a couple of years' time. But right now, he needs to learn that. And obviously, Isak coming in is going to provide him with somebody that he can learn from. Because when you see Isak, the way that he takes up positions, the way that he's clinical with his minimal amount of touches, the minimal amount of time that he has on the ball, Ekitike, he wants to drop in. He wants to drop in, and he's always leaving his space. He's leaving that number 9 position. You see that he wants to be a part of creating chances. He always wants to be a part of play. He wants to have those touches of a ball. Whereas a number 9 can have 10, 15 touches in the game, and they'll put it away. They don't need to have constant touches of the ball. So he will learn that. He will learn that with time. That's just part of the game of growing up. He's 22, 23? So he's got time to learn that. I will say though, Salah, that's the best game this season. He played like he knew Isak is there, and that's a gunman coming in, and he played like, nah, I'm still the main man. You're not the main man right now. I'm still the guy. And Isak as well, he needs to now learn that he's not playing with the likes of Harvey Barnes and Anthony Gordon, who's going to feed him constantly. And he's playing alongside people that are selfish. Because Salah could have squared it to him. That header, listen, I know that header that Van Dijk done as a clearance and it fell to Salah in the box. Salah could have taken a touch and played that to Isak, who was running in on it. There was another chance as well where Salah cuts in and he takes that shot, and again Isak is there waiting on the outside of the box. So there's a number of opportunities where Salah could have passed. So Isak's gonna have to learn that he's playing with a selfish man, and he's gonna have to. It's Salah, isn't it? It's what Salah does. So Isak's got a lot to learn in this team as well. But Isak, boy, every time he was on the ball, I was smiling, man. The guy is incredible. Like you can just see he's that guy. Even the chance that he fashioned for himself, because the pass that Wirtz gave him, it was even kind of loose. He had to dig it out, bring it back in, take it on a turn, and then fire off the shot. Unbelievable. But the game on the whole, listen, there is a thing I have to say about our midfield. I do think right now, currently, Szoboszlai, Grav, and Wirtz is our best midfield. You saw when Szoboszlai moved position and Maka came on that we lost a little bit of bite. We lost a little bit of, and you know, Szoboszlai was still doing this thing, but obviously him being further up the pitch and Maka coming in, he kind of not slowed down the game, but we lost control completely. Listen, people were saying that we had a better defensive performance. I know I'm going to the 3 minutes, so I apologize, but I know people saying that we had a better defensive performance, but in the first half, Atletico was still coming on to us a little bit. They had their chances, but in that second half, when we made those changes after 55 minutes, 56 minutes, whatever it was, you saw that we lost that control, we lost that bite. Maka's still got a lot of time that a lot of things he needs to iron out in his game right now. You can see that he's not fit. You see that he's behind play right now. Whether it's a mental thing, it's a physical thing, he's got a lot that he needs to improve on at this moment of time. But I will say that was one of Wirtz's best games. He was involved. You saw that listen, the reason why Wirtz was so pivotal last season is because he had the likes of Schick or Boniface up front that he could play off, a target man up front that knew where to be and that he could play those passes in. And you could see every time he got his head up, he beat his man on the half turn. He was looking for Isak. A number of times where Isak, there was a chance where Isak played the 1-2 with Salah in the ring. So it wasn't Salah, it was Gakpo. He was out on the right wing, and he played the 1-2, but it went too far and it went out for a corner. And he looked behind, and Flo was saying, and they had a little conversation. You know what I mean? And so you could see that there's. Yeah. I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Big up, bro.
Excited, Liverpool fans, man.
Definitely.
It's gonna be amazing, man. It's gonna be an amazing season. But yeah, man. Thank you very much for having me on.
Nice one, Josh.
Yeah.
Nice
Cool.
I can't lie. I agree with everything Josh said.
He always, bro, every time he jumps on, you agree, bro. But apart from this, I don't know, the selfish ones, I don't know. He said,
I like the conversation, though. I like that he made the point, because it's a fair point to raise that Isak is now playing alongside players that aren't selfish in the sense that Salah will still create chances for him. Salah will still, in certain areas of the pitch, look to find Isak, definitely. What Josh is referring to, which I agree with, is in the moments where you're in front of goal and you've got a choice to make. Do I shoot myself or do I pass it? Salah's then selfish. And players that maybe Isak's played with before in the past would always look for him. I think Florian Wirtz is the actual complete opposite. I think Florian Wirtz always looks to find his teammate when he probably should shoot himself. So he's got a bit of both. Gakpo's, maybe it depends on the moment, I guess.
Because Wirtz keep getting cooked though, man. Because yesterday he should have had at least 3 assists. Mo should have scored. Yeah. Frimpong should have scored, and you'd probably say the one that he knocked down to a Ekitike, he probably could have done better with it. Should he have scored? Probably. Yeah, you probably say take a touch, maybe bring it down instead of try to hit on the left foot. But he had he created opportunities for the players to go and get shots off, and they just didn't take it. So, but I keep seeing people like, nah, he needs to do this and he needs to do that, and I'm like, but he is doing it, but the guys are not putting them away, so the numbers don't then get added to his performance. It just looks like a performance of him just touching the ball, but he did create chances for them yesterday to score. They didn't.
Do you know, I think sometimes we say, don't we, like, to appreciate certain players, you've got to watch the games, don't read the stats.
Yeah.
Right? Although some metrics that's being measured, what's being measured by, are actually very good. I think runs into the box is quite high, passes in the box, amount of time spent in the box, and all these kind of things, they work in his favour, right? But he's not getting goals, he's not getting assists, right? So the important stuff he's not doing, right? But we do say watch them, watch what they do. And I think Florian Wirtz, not only do you have to watch Liverpool, but you have to really watch him to appreciate what he's doing well. And he's picking up pockets and he's picking up areas of space that he can find. People can find him with the ball. He's getting better at timing, at recognizing the timing of when people are pressing him, and he's riding them presses and breaking into space. He's linking up with, he's picking his head up, he's finding his teammate, and whether he's giving a pass into feet and looking to receive it again, or he's putting it into space for him, is still something that's developing. But like you say, when you know, if he, I can't remember how many minutes he played yesterday, but it feels like after every game, you're saying when you look at his performance, you're like, well, if that player had just took a better shot, or if that player had just took the right touch to get the shot away or whatever, he could be walking away with 2-3 assists, you know, and that's the difference for him at the minute. Yeah. So he's got a long way to go in terms of being the player that we all hope he can be. But I think it's a little bit unfortunate that he's not really got better stats at this point, because, like I say, he has created moments in the games, and I judged his performance yesterday based on how Liverpool were when he went off. Yeah. Because I remember staying at the start of the season. I remember I was talking with G and yourself, and we were all kind of agreeing that Florian Wirtz's numbers might not be great this season, but what he'll do off the ball, and it might be the pre-assists that he always gets and stuff like that. And we said, you just got to watch him, give him time, but I think he'll be influential around everything but the goals and assists directly. And yesterday I evaluated that when he came off the pitch, and I know he's in no kind of form at the minute. Whether he's fully fit, I don't know, but he's way off it, right? But when Mack and Ekitike were occupying the central areas, Liverpool once again looked like they did in the previous games, where the team was so spread. There were no links between them. There were just areas of space that you want, that up until this point when Wirtz was on the pitch was being occupied by our players. And we were creating triangles and working different angles. And suddenly then, you know, Isak and Wirtz come off the pitch. And the players that come on are very good players in their own rights, but suddenly the wingers are very wide and disconnected, and maybe it was just a period of the game and whatnot. But I think that Wirtz and the areas he's occupying and doing the simple things is kind of knitting things together. It's not perfect, but it is knitting the side together a little bit. And I think it's only a matter of time before it starts to become assists, it starts to become goals. And you know, yesterday I think there was moments where you want him to be a bit more selfish and just take the shot.
Because even when he went round the keeper, he laid it off to Frimpong, and then Frimpong miskicked the ball, and you're like,
but he's a new player. He's a new player that's coming for big money, and it feels like, and it might just be his personality, but it feels like he's just got this approach where he's got, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna play, I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm not gonna get overawed by anything. I'm not gonna go really high when things are good, and I'm not gonna go really low when things are bad. I'm just gonna be a steady Eddie and play my game, and let's see what happens. And it will build and build and build. And you kind of hope that there's that aggression to come, there's that confidence to come, there's that selfishness to come, because he is going to find himself so often in games in front of goal where he's got a choice: do I shoot or do I pass? And it can't always be, I'm going to choose to pass because I'm just feeling my way into the side.
That's the type of player he is, though. Like, and that's what I said, if you don't watch him, that's who he is. That's he wants to.
But he needs to have that confidence to be like, I'm just snapping this into the bottom corner.
I don't even think it's that he doesn't have the confidence to do it, but he's always thinking, I want to go and create for my team, and then worst case scenario, I'll take it. But if it's on, like all the chances he gave yesterday, you're like, it makes sense giving it for someone. Maybe not the Frimpong one as such, but he's probably thinking, I've had to ride the challenge of the goalkeeper anyway, so I'm off balance. I can't really probably get my body around this with you and the other defender coming, so I might as well just lay that into your path. You can run onto that and kind of just side foot that into an empty net. The Mo one, I think it was just him and Sobo, like who to take it, and then he just took charge. So I think the confidence they're going, oh, Mo's free, I'll take charge of this, instead of us just who takes it. He lays it to Mo should score. And then the ball comes over the top on the left-hand side, and he just cushions it inside to Ekitike, and you go, probably bring it down, take the shot, but he swings at it with his left foot and puts it over the bar, and you're like, he could have probably brought it down and shifted inside and hit the shot, but he's like, no, I'll just set it to the next players. I don't know if it's not confidence of taking charge. It's more,
instinctively, Yeah, it feels something Sam shouts at me all the time on FIFA for. It's just like, because I instinctively look for my teammates.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I do. I'm just the assist guy. So when I'm in front of goal, like, maybe no one's around me, I'm still looking for a pass.
Nah, so
right
you could walk in there, the line, and still look for the pass. So you're like, bro, shoot, bro, shoot.
Just shoot.
You're in front of goal, hit it.
But I genuinely think, though, you know, Cesc Fabregas was an amazing creator and getter of assists, because instinctively he always was looking for the movement and the pass to play.
Yeah.
No matter whether it's outside the box, inside the box. If it's peripheral vision, if he can see people moving, he instinctively want to find them. But find them with the right pass in an area they can go and finish. I'm all right with Wirtz being that player. I'm all right with that, because we have killers in terms of Isak and Salah, especially, that they don't think like that necessarily. Their first instinct is, how do I shift it to get a shot away? You seen that with Isak yesterday. 2-3 times got the ball on the edge of the 18, and it's just shot, out the foot shot. And yeah, okay, not much power to it, or a couple of them sort of curled around the far post, but that's what they instinctively do. So it's a very good thing to have those two type of players linking up, because one's looking for the other, you know, and if we both know they've got quality like that, so it's just about building that chemistry and whatnot. But I think Wirtz his approach to the start of his Liverpool career, it looks a bit casual, but I'm all right with that, actually, because like you say, we can still sit here and have a conversation where it's like, to be fair, we could be sitting here saying he's got 6 assists at this point if his teammates had done better. And that's not his fault, you know. He's managing to still create chances whilst finding his team. He's finding his place in this team and finding his feet, and his teammates are doing the same. So yesterday was really good to see, like, him have that kind of performance, though, because
he dropped the shoulder. Who did he duffy on the right-hand side? Where he's like, he dummied to go, like he was going to go back to the line, and then he cut inside, and then he waited, and he shook him off again, and then he's like, he left him for dead. And I was like,
yeah. I mean, but this is like, these things start to come, these little touches, these little turns, these little fakes, these little ball rolls, they come with confidence, and confidence can only come by continuing to play and do well. You know, you see it with Szoboszlai now. Like, every time he receives the ball, well, not every time, but quite a lot of the time he receives the ball, he'll just do a little touch where it's like a touch with a standing foot, so the ball bounces and he changes direction. Like, Kroos was amazing at it, right? When he used to take people out of the game, not in a similar way that Gravenberch does, but more so with his receiving of the ball onto his back foot or something like that. Szoboszlai is doing this little touch I noticed yesterday where it's like, he's only doing that because he knows he's the guy right now. You know, he's so confident in himself. He's doing that little touch. But it's them little touches, them little show of confidence that makes the opposition think, Jesus, God, this guy's on it, you know. And it's little things, but it's good to see. And if Szoboszlai can do that because he's in a good moment, Wirtz is starting to show that, I'll do a little ball roll. I'll do a little roll, let the ball roll across my body. I'll do a little flip flap or whatever it is, you know, a bit of flair to get away. When he gets that confidence and starts doing that more, probably.
There was one. Who did he sit down in the midfield as well? Like he turned, he went short to receive it off Verge, then he turned, and then he's like he weren't gonna go. Then he changed, and then he shifted the speed, and he went by him, and he tried to take him out. He just left him on the floor, and I think he fizzed it into like Isak or Salah, one of the two. And then they went. That's when he created the chance. That's when from the chance, because he went short, played the 1-2, turned, faced him up, pretended he was gonna go wide, and then actually attacked him. Went by him, he tried to take him out, laid it into Isak, and then carried on his run, and then Isak played it back into him, and that's when he created the chance for Frimpong, but we missed it. And I was like, that's the Florian, but and what guy, I understand how go.
Do you know what we did? Do you know what we seen an improvement on yesterday? We talked about Wirtz. Wirtz, I think, for every game he's played for Liverpool so far this season, I've noticed something with him, right? He's so soft with his passing, right?
Yeah.
So when he's laying it off, he's like cushioning it into space, but he's almost inviting the person he's passing to move on to the ball, right?
Yeah.
And so often it's been short because his teammates were expecting ball into feet with a bit of pace. But he's like, I'll lay it off to you, but you've got to step the extra yard forward to receive it. right? And it brings people in. It's just tick-a-tack football, I guess, if everybody's on it. But yesterday I noticed that the players understood what was going on. So there was moments in the game on that left-hand side between him, Robbo and Gakpo, where he would play the little deft touch. Robbo would quickly flick it, and then Gakpo's took it away. So what you're doing is you're drawing the opposition into you see the rondos all the time in training. You draw the opposition in because they think they can press it because you can press the pitch, and then it's bang, 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 flick out. And then suddenly you're running into space. And I noticed yesterday that, and it might just be because the players were on it a bit more yesterday, but I noticed yesterday that little tick-a-tack play, that little mini rondo we were doing on the pitch with Verts, it was working. And we pass out, triangle, breaking into space. And then suddenly, you're looking ahead, Gakpo's looking ahead, and he's got Isak running off him, he's got Salah running off him, and he's got options. And these players, when they're receiving it, Isak can take a touch, shoot, or Salah can do the same instead of Salah being out wide, doubled up on all these things. Yeah. That's why I really love the way Florian Wirtz in that respect. It's about drawing the opposition in, being so tight and clean and tidy in the intricate play, and then bursting out again. And I just think that's something I noticed was so much better yesterday. Yeah. And he offers
that to a T, bro. Like, that's his game, innit? He draws players in and they feel like they're about to win it. And then he just drops a shoulder, and then you don't realize what he's done, but he's drawn you in to create a massive gap. And then he turns into the gap. And then I don't know what his actual speed is, but he looks rapid. Like, across that ground, he travels. The moment when I think he played the what was it? It was around left back, I think, and then they played it into him, and he dummied like he was going to switch the play, and then dragged it out the box, played it into Sobo, and then he just kept going. And I was like, yo, he's so quick.
He's so dynamic. He's so dynamic, but you need the rest of your teammates to be on the same wave for it to work. I feel like yesterday it felt like it was much more improved in that respect.
And before we go, man, the double pivot, bro. We've been asking for that 3-0 in the midfield, the double pivot, and we got it, and we saw it, and it just works. It's just balanced. It just complements each other in every aspect. It does mean, though, the fans' favorite. If you have a favorite that's not in there, they're not. They can't. And it's not that they can't play, but they just won't be involved in that midfield pivot or midfield three going forward until there's tiredness or rotational pieces that's needed. Because I can't see why the gaffer will change that now. I saw it and I'm like, nah, you can't change this.
Nah.
You can't change
You can't, because, you look at the first few games we've played this season, a lot of people are saying Szoboszlai has been the player of the season so far. You can't drop him. Gravenberch goes and just bosses the entire midfield yesterday. It's just like, can't drop him. And then Wirtz is a £116 million player that's just getting better and better and better. You can't drop him. So there's your decision made. I suppose, if McAllister was fully fit and, like the best McAllister we've seen at Liverpool, he'd be contesting that position still, but I don't think he'd be getting in there ahead of any of them at the minute, to be honest with you.
Mackie's cold, but the balance of the midfield, like, I felt like we weren't going to concede yesterday, but we did. But it was from moments where you're like, how did we concede from that? Instead of we didn't look like an open team yesterday.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it. It just felt like we were in control of the moments. And even if they had their moments, which are a good team, you just felt like we had enough to deal with it. And we should have punished them a hell of a lot more than what we did yesterday. We should have.
Yeah. We said last season, we questioned what this Liverpool side would look like without Szoboszlai's work rate. And we're yet to have an answer because he started the season off so well. So I'm not going to lie. Of course, there's going to be a moment where Szoboszlai performances drop off a little bit. McAllister's going to come back into form. Wirtz is going to get better. Jones is going to become back available. We're going to have to rotate naturally. So it's going to change. It's going to flow. We'll be talking about Szoboszlai being the star of the first 10 games, maybe, and then it will suddenly be McAllister. Someone else. A great stint and stuff. It does change over the course of the season, but I still think that this Liverpool side, with the way we play at the minute, it needs Szoboszlai. It needs his work rate. It needs his covering, because Salah don't track back. Wirtz does, but not all the time. And I just think you can clearly see it when you're watching the game. You think, Jesus, if the opposition make that pass there, we are a bit screwed. And Szoboszlai will be the one that recognises it and gets over and covers. So I think that's so important for us at the minute, that he is undroppable, to be honest. And then, like I say, Gravenberch is just
he's undroppable as well.
Taking lives and
he's undroppable as well.
These Atleti guys have got to go home to like wife and children and explain.
There was a picture, right? And Liverpool posted it, and I can't remember who's on the floor, but it's got like an overhead shot, like a drone shot, yeah. But it's Gravenberch, he span away and he's on the ball, and someone's on the floor. And I was like, who the hell did he leave like that on the floor? Nah, if I can find it, I'll see if I find it.
Do you know, it's got to the point where every single time Grav receives the ball and you see somebody pressing him, you're just like, why? Why are you pressing Grav? Like, what do you think's gonna happen here? Like every time I'm watching the game yesterday thinking there's gonna be one occasion where Grav's gonna try and like let the ball roll across him and the opposition's gonna nick it off him, and it just never happens.
Can't do it, you can't stop it.
It's
timing.
It's getting to the point where it's like, our strikers run at Virgin and then go,
there's
no point. It's
getting
to
the
the
ball.
point where people are gonna look at Grav and go, there's no point. There's no point trying to...
All right, hold on. Let me change it. Hold on 1 second. That's our midfielder, bro. That's our Donny in the midfield. Is that Gallagher? Is that Gallagher's number 8? Left him like he's spanning and left. Someone else tried to grab his heel and then someone else took him out. And I'm like, raw. Like he won the most fouls yesterday.
It's crazy how good he is, to be honest with you. Like, it's just, I don't know. I think you asked the question, didn't you? I swear I've seen you ask the question, is he the best 6 or best midfielder in the world right now?
Yeah.
I think he is, to be honest.
What can he not do, bro? What can he not do? He got an assist there. He asked for line breaking passes. He was doing that. Asking for link up. He was involved. Recovery, interceptions, tackles, winning his drills, carrying the ball into the right areas, like screening, clearing up when needs be. Like,
insane. Back to as good as he was at the start of last season. What we've got to make sure this season is whatever happened for him, his performances to slow a little bit, we need to stop that.
Everyone was taking a nap. Bro, a pillow and a blanket down room. That's deep, bro. That's so deep. Rah. But yeah. Well, we'll leave it there, Cav, man. Big up though. Big up to all the callers. Big up to Savia. He said MacBook was doing an update, so he had to hop out. But big up, bro. I think the next game we've got Everton, Merseyside derby, man. So that's going to be an interesting game. A very, very interesting game. We can't, if we go 2-0 up in that, we can't throw away two goals again. Like we can't do that.
Everton have got enough last-minute equalisers against us now, and makes them feel like they've won the Champions League. Makes us feel like we've just lost the entire season. So yeah, we can't let that circumstance play out again. We just need to win, man. We're the better team. Just take care of business like we need to.
Looks like he's floating off the ground as well. Big up to Grabs. Left man for dead. All right, man. I'll catch you guys soon, man. Peace out, everyone.